So, welcome to everybody to the second session of the Train the Trainer of the UP2NEB project. The agenda for today is first session is about the feedback on last session activity, so feedback on the training program and do-it-yourself toolkit. Then we will leave the floor to three new colleagues. So Diana from Jake, and she will go into details about the four mobilities that we will have in UP2NEB. And then together with the colleagues Bob from Kiosk and Zeynep from Ankara KS, you will have an interactive exercise in breakout rooms as last week's session. So first of all, I will leave the floor to Daniela and Veronica then.
Okay, this was quick. Let me share. We have short presentation. We'll keep it short, but the objective is to summarize quickly the outcomes of your homework. So we had asked the ones participating in the previous session last week, sorry, to go through the training program that we've presented and do some short exercises to then provide feedback if it worked and were some challenges or gaps. First of all, do you see the presentation correctly? Yes? Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, we showcased, actually, Daniela, my colleague, showed the training program that we created for the UP2NEB project. And then asked you to do the homework by following the Google form that you can see there. So, why it's not going on? Okay, so basically, as you might remember from the training program, the program is structured in three pillars: addressing sustainability, aesthetics, and inclusion. Interestingly, nobody did the exercise on the inclusion pillar. So probably sustainability and aesthetics were two topics that gained some more interest. We had a total of 7
Veronica,
participants. Yes.
sorry, one thing that we did this presentation this morning. So now I saw that there are a lot of other results. So of course, it's because I can see that there is other people that they did the Google form. So
So we
of
have
course
more
we did this
answers.
presentation. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
sorry, is for now it's not update, but yes, we did that this
Okay.
morning.
Well,
Yeah,
this I would say it's a good news.
yeah,
So we actually have more data.
yes.
Okay. But yeah, well, we analyzed the earlier today. Of course, we tried to collect the feedback, but we have to say they were very interesting. So I'm quite sure that the inputs that we have here are enough to trigger some conversation. But then, of course, yeah, we will be very, very curious to see what the other participants added. Okay, thank you, Daniela. So coming back here, well, a short overview about the topics that within the two pillars have been further explored. So because basically we had 3 pillars which then have some sub topics. And as you can see here, the most interesting or most explored topic was the reuse, reduce, and repair topic. So this is also an interesting indication. Okay, so let's go a bit to the, let's say, the inputs that we received. Well, here we collected some positive aspects. So they compliment the consortium for the work that we have done, but especially the glossary was appraised, and also the fact that we have different formats, which is useful to adapt to different learning and also teaching methods. That there's a multidisciplinary approach. So yeah, some good feedback here. At the end, Daniela, if you want, I'm sure you want to add something. I go quickly, but then if for sure she will add something. This is what the aspects that maybe is more interesting for us for the consortium to understand which you considered a bit negative. A very interesting aspect here is, well, that, for instance, the videos are a bit too static, so that you would appreciate a bit more interactive videos, because for those who haven't seen it, it's basically how can I say, a short presentation in a video format. So it's not that we have actions going on. So another interesting aspect is that the contents are really Europe focused. So that could be interesting to integrate more international, globally distributed case studies and projects and in general material. And then some mentioned that, let's say, the practical application are missing. So how maybe to execute some activities related to the topics. But there, of course, we will talk later about the DIY toolkit, which is actually doing this part. So did I skip one? No. Okay. Some additional aspects. What was considered interesting, useful, like format-wise, that we have PDF documents that can be used as a material handout to be handed out maybe before starting the activities. That we should maybe that you, especially videos, can be useful for smaller kids or young people to engage with them. And regarding how, so the question was related on how you would integrate the materials that we have on the training program platform into your work. One feedback that would be interesting, and I will open then after this short presentation the discussion, is the one that the person that the participants that responded no, would be interesting to understand why they are not interested in using the materials in their teaching activity. Again, the challenges that you might see in applying these tools and the training material in your training activities. Here again, the multinational views, so the inclusion of a more global point of view would be very, very appreciated. That some guidance on how to use the training material could be useful. Then again, the aspects of having some hands-on activities, instruction how to proactively and actively use the materials and create learning activities. This also is very helpful to maybe understand better abstract concepts. And for sure, the topic of having hands-on activities is here mentioned several times. Surprise. So what the person, the people that did the homework, so explore the training program, what about the content and what was surprising. Here has been mentioned that yeah, that how much, for instance, that the everyday action actually can have major impact on the three pillars. Yeah, a lot of information. Daniela, if you want to skip in, I know you have much more information here. Again, the importance of having instruction and clarity on how to use the materials. Key takeaways. This also, I guess, is very interesting for us as a consortium preparing the content, that we need to be well aware of who we are teaching and how to provide the learners the possibility to explore different topics. And again, the global perspective was really perceived as something important. Then we also received some very useful practical advices how to make the training toolkit better. And yes, this too. Daniela, if you want, please.
No, I think that we wrote a lot because we wanted to share with you also the results from the other participants. But could be nice because we are here online, but we are here together. If the participant they want to add something or if you want to discuss something, could be useful for us to yes to discuss now. And of course, we want to share with you the final results to have maybe the final, yes, response, the results of this format. But I don't know, yes, if they want to add other stuff.
Yeah, maybe coming back to the question of the ones
Yeah,
who answered that they won't use the materials in their teaching
yeah, why not?
activity. If
Yeah.
someone wants to comment on that, it would be really interesting for us. Anyone from the trainers participating wants to take the stage?
Any comments?
Also in the chat, feel free to
Yeah.
comment in the chat, maybe.
I think I might be, I don't know what I've said. Maybe I didn't know because I'm not a teacher, so I cannot put it in a teaching program. But that's that's maybe why I could be a no, but I don't remember correctly.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Daniela, do you is there a specific topic that maybe would be interesting that you wanted to have a feedback?
No, because of course you did a really good job. So we receive a long text and really full of informations and so on. I want to ask if they have something that they want to discuss now together, different point of view, and maybe of course it's not only for the teacher but also for youth workers. So maybe they have to use this training program. It could be I don't know, easier or the opposite, difficult to use this training program. So it could be interesting also to see the another point of view. Yeah, I don't know, maybe they don't have anything to add.
Okay, next time we need to prepare a questionnaire. No, kidding.
Yeah, but they did the homework, so we
Yeah.
have the results, and yeah, you did a really good job also for the homework. So only if you want could be a moment to discuss together, but we can also go on.
Yeah, maybe also at the end, because now actually what we are going to look at, right, Anaya, is the toolkit where we have a collection of activities and workshop formats, which was requested during this training program evaluation. So once you see how the toolkit works, probably the discussion is a bit easier to trigger. Thank you. I would say it's all from our side.
And may I ask something?
Of
Because
course.
there was a comment about that it's very European focused.
Yes.
Should we do something about it? What do the participants think about it? And how will it change our project?
Bob, you're asking the trainers that are in the session, right?
I'm asking everybody, in fact. Because somebody made a comment and maybe was a little bit angry about it or just was wondering or so I think it's a very good comment, in fact. I never thought about it.
I wrote something. I remember that I wrote it as I read it, and it was about the 18th and 19th century. But for Europe, I felt like it was, or at least Western Europe, was a very good time because we were in a lot of power. But now I'm like, if someone else reads it, maybe from that is from a country that is like post-colonial, it might not have the same reflections. And as there's a lot of migration, as I now live in Spain, but there's a lot of Latin Americans also here, and I studied at an international course. And there you notice that not everyone has the same reflection on history. So when I read it, I was like, maybe we should open it more to different cultures. I don't know if that's really answering the questions, but I noticed it and I was like, wait, maybe it should be more open because I think nowadays a lot of teachers or youth workers have a lot of not only like European or West European classes. And for my part, I didn't learn a lot about Eastern history. It was mostly about the Netherlands, where I'm from. So it's like World War One, a little bit, World War Two, a lot. So yeah, that was my take on it. I hope it made it clear.
Yeah, thank you. Because it should also be a very inclusive project. So that's why I was
Yes.
asking. Now maybe we will speak about it later in our project team. Thank you, Amarit.
Okay, so now we can move. We are just going to do a short, let's say, reflection and evaluation about the DIY toolkit. For those of you who did your homework, I hope you did it. But in case you weren't able to, we can discuss the same question that we posted for discussion to you. Let me share my screen. Um, okay, do you see my screen? On a review of the
Yes.
yes. Okay, so I actually invite you, the participants, if you would like to share your review of these toolkit activities. You know, it's similar that what was asked in the training, but maybe, you know, if anyone wants to speak up here again, I encourage you. But otherwise, we will also do anonymous evaluation at the end. No, not everyone at the same time, please. Okay, so hopefully, maybe if we continue to the review of the life cycle assessment, as last week we have
we did the life cycle assessment of the genes. Maybe could you, because these were also the questions for the homework, would anyone like to speak up about, specifically genes, or if you were thinking about any other project, anything else that you were thinking about, any other product or something? And how could you implement that knowledge or this toolkit in your line of work?
I can say something related to the first question. So, which stage of the product life cycle has the greatest impact? And we analyzed last time a pair of genes, and we saw that the stage that had the biggest impact was the first one. So, like when you need to product the genes, because you need to consume a lot of water, and for sure, if we are able like to find some other ways to save some water, would be way better for the environment. And for sure there are some other life cycle stages that where we can do a lot, for example, like recycling the genes, or like trying to use old and unused genes to do like a sort of like I don't know how to explain, but like to reuse it in any possible way. But if we start solving the manufacturing problem at the beginning, for sure we will be like some step ahead in uh, in addressing this issue of pollution.
Thank you so much for your answer. Would anyone like to comment on that, or just provide any other comment about this task or this card that we used in the toolkit?
Yeah, I I can provide a comment. Um, no, thank you, Arturo, for the summary and for your thought. But I wanted to just share some and other or ideas how to actually use the toolkit in other ways. So, for example, when you have really young participants, like I don't know, from 6 to 15, for example, then you actually approach a bit different, so that they choose a product they can easily interact with. So, for example, for a pair of jeans, last week, some of you they already had some knowledge about the process, how it's manufactured, and so on. But definitely, children or younger participants don't know anything about it, so they should definitely check Google first or ChatGPT. But in this case, to actually start the conversation, then you actually choose, or you give them opportunity that they choose a product or service that can be analyzed and can be really something, very basic, so that everyone can interact with and can easily come up with additional information. Or I don't know, all the youngsters are now pretty much involved in digitalization. So if we take an IT tool, or maybe a telephone or iPhone, so technology, so where actually it's ending up at the end, or maybe a toy that also needs, I don't know, batteries, or have some parts that are electronic. So actually to start debate what happens with the toy once you are stop using it, and the same with the phone. And in this case, they can be much more in the process, rather than take objects that are maybe too far away from their mindset. So this is just an advice. In similar projects in the past, we actually used the similar approach, but for the family car on exactly on the like 13, 14 years old, so the last year of primary school. And so how their family decides to buy the car, how big should be, and you know, also how it's produced, where it's coming from, and so on. And the debate was really active, even though they are still underage, but they know a lot of things about cars, and it was really interesting how the debate actually went on. So this is just a short comment about exactly life cycle assessment tool, and the way how can you use it as a youth worker on youngsters.
Thank you, Tina.
Yeah, Vesna posted something in the chat, but I was not able to read it.
Let's check. I want to share some about how we can use activities in my work, especially Web2 tools. I work in a kindergarten as a social worker. I have daily interactions with children, staff, and parents. Miro like web tools I can use to give explanation to parents what we are working, what kind of goals we get, especially in field inclusion and sustainability. Thank you for your comment.
Okay, Miro. So, Veronica, any comment?
Maybe I can add something because it was an example I had on my mind when you were sharing how we can use also the life cycle activity in other contexts. And I saw it implemented with parents actually, and they were assessing the life cycle of toys. So while you, for example, for kindergarten, you of course Miro would be the first step to understand a little bit the process, but you can also have a short activity and think about the toys they are buying for the children and. You know what's behind that. So that was really the comment in the chat really linked to the example I was having.
Thank you, Diana.
Yeah, maybe just to add, so whereas the training program are, let's say, the contents and the materials that the teacher or the youth worker or let's say the person that then interacts with their learners can use to gather information and then share. Actually, let's say the activities itself are contained within the toolkit, right, Tine? And Anaya, sorry. So maybe it would be, yeah, also to remember that the last time we saw the toolkit cards. So actually, the toolkit cards are the activities that you can use to create the interactive parts with your learners.
Use and adapt to the target.
Yeah, I mean, parents always like to see, or they would like to know what their children are doing in the kindergarten. So definitely, yeah, Miro is a great tool first to get in touch with maybe the process or activities you are performing there with children, and yeah, maybe also some tips for how can they do things by themselves in home. So definitely you will not use Miro on your on your group if they are less than 6 years old, but definitely could be like a connection between parents and you, and at the same time your institution, so like kindergarten. Okay, another comment just popped up, I think.
Yeah, two.
Somebody said last week spoke about fashion, and then I gave it another thought this week that much of this life cycle of the example of genes is in our head. And we throw the genes away, which we think are not anymore hip or whatever. So we should also influence in a way maybe this mindset or whatever.
Mhm.
It's not only the material. That's what I wanted to say. I love that idea.
Good point. Yeah, exactly.
That was a point of somebody else, but
Yeah, but yeah,
made me
good
think of
point. Yeah, we are judging actually someone that is
very good.
is using genes in a different way, for example. Okay. Uh, I think our time is up.
We still have now for those who are uh, experiencing this from the back. I would like to share with you the evaluation on Mentimeter. It's 5 short questions, and it may be more for those who don't like to speak up but would still feel like providing us with a comment. I will also share you a link in the chat, so if you don't if you're not able to scan the QR code, you have a link. And yeah, I see there is 29 of us, so I expect 28 answers before we continue on the next
I
question.
think you have to move on now with slides.
Yeah, after I get on the answers,
Okay.
that's the idea. Otherwise, I think we have 11 for now. Was everyone able to access the Miro? Sorry, not Miro, Mentimeter.
Affected by Veronica.
Yeah.
Well, we are biased, so I don't know if we should vote. Should I vote too?
Mm, Not really.
Okay.
Not really. But I double check if everything works. That's why I just enter as well the Mentimeter. But I think you can move on, because
Yeah. Let's move to the next slide.
otherwise they're pressing likes all the time. Because if you
Yes,
want to move on, yeah, okay. Thank you. Now it works.
now it works. So yeah, this question is also for, I believe you looked at additional materials and what else could it help you on top of what already exists.
Okay, move on.
Okay. Okay, we can continue. Um, and the last one. Okay, so thank you everyone who shared your insights, your comments with us. If, of course, you have anything else to add, you're welcome to speak or to write us. And yeah, now I will give the stage to, I will pass the torch to someone else. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think then we can go to the second part of the webinar, and we are leaving the floor to Diana from Jake.
Thank you, and hello everyone. As you have seen our methodology and toolkit, and you have tried out a little bit of what's in there. We want to share with you what's next. So why we made this and how we are going to test it even more and go forward with it and make it even better. So let me just share a bit my screen. Let me know if it works. Okay. So I wanted to share with you a little bit more information on our idea development and prototyping workshops. So the mobilities for young people that we are going to implement within this project. And it's going to be four. mobilities, and we are going to start next month. So this is the already approaching soon. And let me just okay. Why we want to do this? So first of all, as we said, we want to test the resources, the methodologies with direct beneficiaries. So we want to test out everything that we showed you in Miro and activities from the toolkit with young people coming from diverse backgrounds. And working together, coming together for 1 week and working together on projects to address the issues that they are observing in their own communities and coming up with ideas in order to improve the things that they are observing. So first of all, we want to test this, but we also want to facilitate young people from rural territories, from, let's say, smaller communities, in collaborating, in coming together and developing concrete, beautiful, sustainable, inclusive projects aligned with this new European Bauhaus initiative, according to their concrete local needs. We already had some living labs in local communities of all partner countries of this project, and young people already showed interest in actually having their say on what they observe in this in the location they are in, and how to make it better, how to make it more beautiful, how to make it more sustainable, how to make it more inclusive. So starting from there, when they already observe things and they somehow prioritized the issues they are observing. We want to give them the space and use all these tools, the methodology and the activities to support them in co-creating this project. So we want to encourage synergies, we want to encourage cooperation of young people, youth workers, and trainers to address these challenges from our communities and foster active participation in what concerns the implication in our society. And of course, we don't want to stop to the partner countries. We don't want to stop to ourselves and the organizers, but we want to make it as a long-term effect. So 8 youth workers will be invited to join the mobilities, so 2 for each mobility, to come together and work together with the trainers from the organizers' side to support the young people. So 8 of you, we already keep an eye on your active participation, your availability, your motivation to take part in this on-site mobilities as well, apart from these webinars. And we will invite you to join one of the mobilities and work together with the other youth workers and trainers to support these young people to put a structure to their ideas, but also create the synergies. I want to also share a bit with you the topics of these mobilities, and we will start with reconnecting with nature As I said, it's already saved the date. It's happening in October 20 to 26 in Bucharest, Romania. Then we will have the regaining a sense of belonging in Turkey in January 2026. The date will be confirmed soon. Prioritizing the places and people that need it the most in Italy. Again, the date will be confirmed soon, but around April 2026, and in July in Slovenia, long-term life cycle thinking in the industrial ecosystem. As you see, all the topics are related to the new European Bauhaus, and the topics of the new European Bauhaus Awards. This is also something that we want to encourage young people to create, co-create projects and come up with these ideas to actually put in practice in their communities, and of course maybe also participate in these awards. To help them out, to support them in promoting their ideas, we will also put together a compendium of youth project. There will be some videos of pages, of their pages. We will support them in creating and presenting in the best way their ideas, and there will also be some roundtables with stakeholders to give them feedback for this. So basically, in these mobilities, in these four mobilities, not only we as youth workers will test out and better our methodologies, because from mobility to mobility, we will we hope to implement better and better the methodology, and maybe bring new perspectives, bring new ideas to it and enhance it. We already have your feedback, and I was thinking how to use it for the first mobility, for example, in Romania already. But we want the young people that take part in these mobilities to improve their knowledge, their skills, their attitudes towards creating this aesthetic, sustainable, and inclusive projects to transform their communities' lives for the better. And of course, we want them to be equipped and ready to address these issues they are seeing in their society, to collaborate on this, to co-create, and bring to life their ideas. So, as I said, the first one is already in the progress of preparation, and I wanted to share with you a little bit how we drafted the agenda, and how we use the Miro board, the methodology there, and also the toolkit already to draft this. And I have a first understanding of what we want to implement in Bucharest. As I said, the topic is reconnecting with nature, and of course, the most, let's say, the focus, the pillar that will be of focus is sustainability. Of course, aesthetics and inclusion, it's something that overlaps, so we will not put aside this. But for sure, all the youth workers coming to this mobility and taking part and working on this mobility will go through the sustainability pillar here in Miro, and of course in the others, but focus will be giving on going through all the resources, having at hand the glossary, the examples. I really like the idea of making maybe more inclusive the examples that we have there. So this will be for sure already implemented for the Bucharest mobility. And I also like the idea of having the glossary at hand. So probably we will not only have it here in the digital format, but maybe print out one of the one copy to have it at hand with the terms and the concepts, so young people will be able to, but also youth workers will be able to look through it. I also like the idea of coming back to the concepts throughout the activities. It was one of your feedback. I read it in the first part of this webinar. So for sure, this is something to do as well. So coming back to the glossary, coming back to this knowledge and skills and attitudes we link to each of the concepts. So first of all, we'll go to Miro and make sure we go through all these resources to have a clear understanding and a common understanding of the concept and of the ideas we are working with. And of course, after that, we will go to the toolkit. And here, for example, because it's reconnecting with nature, and because in the agenda we put here a field trip on this specific topic, we found it really easy to link it here, to look through all these cards and, for example, find this activity, multisensory exploration, that can be done in nature, leading to a deeper emotional connection, to greater empathy for the environment. So for sure, we will use the environment that we will have on site for this mobility, and use, for example, this activity. Another one that was connecting was climate justice, reconnecting with nature. And again, it's very easy to look here also for the additional resources that can help us implement and adapt these activities to the group that we will have. And implemented to make sure they have a meaningful experience. Okay. Also this one, we were browsing through all the cards and we saw this creative expression through natural collage, and it links really well again with the reconnecting with nature. And we know we have the location and the nature around, and we'll have those field trips. So it's very easy to connect the activities here with our training. So the way we will work is we will go first through the Miro resources and make sure we are on the same page with the concept and with what we understand through these pillars. And then we'll go to the toolkit and find the best activities, the most appropriate for our agenda. And as I said, we already checked some options, but of course, as you were mentioning also in your feedback and when you were sharing how you would use these tools and resources with your target group, you want to adapt it very well. So when we have ready our group, the youth workers will meet to make sure we adapt these activities And thanks to the additional resources, we can actually have some more insights in how to do that. In each mobility, we'll have 10 young people. So it will be a smaller group. We will try to create connections and synergies and support them, let's say in the best way possible, so they can go through all the steps. You see here, all the mobilities will be based on the design thinking process. So they will go through all the steps with these activities, from empathizing to defining, ideating, prototyping, testing out their ideas, coming back maybe to a step they need to work on. We'll have some roundtables with stakeholders to present their ideas, and I think in such a way we can all bring together both the concepts from here, the knowledge, but also the things we want them to learn through this very interactive and hands-on activities from the toolkit. So these two go hand in hand, and again with the youth workers that will be there. Will be 5 youth workers and 10 young people. Will join forces to co-create these ideas and make the mobilities meaningful for youth workers, but also for young people. I'm wondering if you have any questions on these mobilities or on the way we structure the agenda, or any reflections on how you would structure an agenda of, for example, 1 week mobility using this resources, the Miro resources and do-it-yourself toolkit. If you have any reflection, I will leave the floor. I'm trying to see the chat as well.
Yeah, there are some comments that the structure is very interesting, and also about the field trip, yeah, because it's of course it's a project which is connected to sustainability, so we need to go into and community building and involvement. So we need to go really to check what is outside there.
I only wanted to say that I've been to many school trips, but I feel like this is structured, but also with a lot of breaks, so it's not too much information at once, because sometimes that's what schools maybe do, they put it all in together. So yeah, I'm kind of wish my school trips were a bit more like this.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, definitely we want to also explore the communities and go out of the training room that we will have, and for sure all the mobilities. This one is reconnecting with nature, so our field trip will be connecting to it, but the other mobilities will integrate as well, maybe study visits and integrating them in the local context to understand a little bit more on how to approach this a community based projects, and how to make it more inclusive, how to empathize with the community, and For example, in Romania, one of the field trips, the first one actually, the integration of nature in urban design, it's in one place that was abandoned. Now it's a delta, and thanks to the community around it, it's now a protected area. Otherwise, it will have been destroyed, and there would have been flats and a lot of cement there. So it's an inspirational trip, but also understanding the power that we have as active citizens if we work together, if we collaborate, and how many things we can do to change actually what we don't like around us. So we hope through this combining the hands-on activities with let's say the concept, the theoretical part we have. We are planning to give access to some the glossary and some resources already beforehand, so they have time to maybe go through the resources before they come to each of the mobilities. So have some examples already in mind. We want to combine this to support them to co-create these ideas, but also inspire them and motivate them. And again, thank you for the comments regarding how we can make it better. I already learned a lot, and we are going to put in practice immediately the feedback to make it a bit more inclusive, find more examples, have the glossary at hand, and so on. So all of them are very useful for us already. And as I said, this is a draft we have, and we will work together with the youth workers that will be nominated for the first mobility to finalize it and decide on what activities we will make. The good part about the toolkit is that if on the spot I don't know, it's raining, something happening, and we can't do one activity, or we see that there is another learning need of our group right there, we can go to the toolkit and have another activity at hand with resources, with examples, with videos, with additional materials already there prepared, so we don't have to worry. We can have plan B, C's, W, and so on to make our mobilities meaningful. So this was just for you to see how we also plan to test out, and we hope you will in your work the same and use the toolkit and the Miro resources. Even out of the box, you can combine activities. You can decide on with what you want to start. Maybe you want to start from the hands-on activities and get to the theoretical part, or vice versa, or make it go at the same time. So this is just one example of how we are going to do it. Still, if you have additional feedback, reach us out so we can also integrate that. With that being said, I really feel the need for a hands-on activity, and we wanted to, again, test out one of the activities, one way in which we can implement that activity in the digital environment this time. And for this one, I will introduce you to a study case And the big question would be, what would you do? And you will be working in groups, in smaller groups. But let me show you. So we have a place in Romania. It's in a city in northeast of Romania, and it's an abandoned site of a former factory. It's a quite big area, 2,500 square meters estimated. It's located in a very crowded part of the city. It's a student city. It's one of the, let's say, the biggest cities in Romania. And this neighborhood, it's surrounded by residential blocks. It has a lot of schools, supermarkets, and it has a lot of young families with many children, with a lot of young people living there. Although it's quite crowded, the neighborhood is quite crowded. It lacks cultural or sports locations, as well as parks. There is anyway a bike lane to the city center directly from there, as well as a forest nearby, but it doesn't have any other locations to do sports or to be entertained by any arts or let's say entertainment activities. We believe that this space can be turned into a safer, more sustainable, aesthetic place. And let me show you the photos. So please take a look at these photos. So this is it from the above. And here surrounding our blocks. Now it looks like this. So this is a very crowded area in the city. However, it's abandoned. Here is a look inside. And the big question is, what would you do there? We'll have time to reflect in our breakout rooms. And when we will come back, I challenge each of the teams to come back with one idea that you would like to implement in this space. Let me stop the screen share. Each of the groups will have a facilitator, so we can reshare these photos with you for inspiration, and we'll have some steps to go through. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the ideas you are coming up with. So
Thank
Desiree,
you,
let me know.
Diana. Yes, I will now create the breakout
Perfect.
rooms with Diana, Zeynep from Turkey, and Bob as facilitators. So we can give them around half an hour, and then we come back and see the results.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Desiree.
Yeah, welcome. 1 second, and I'm gonna create now. Okay.
So be ready to think about how to make that place more sustainable, more beautiful, and more inclusive for the community.
Okay, I think we are ready. We can open the rooms. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Okay, this should be it. You can see it? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Yes.
pictures.
Okay. So this is the inside of the place, so former factory, and this is the big place. So very crowded neighborhood, but with a lot of children, with a lot of young families, with a lot of youth there. Not so many opportunities to spend the leisure time around.
City in the and it's actually an abandoned site, and it was a former factory, and it's at approximately 2050 square meter, and if you imagine it's surrounded by some residential blocks, maybe I can do it like that. Okay, and it's also kind of next to supermarket, schools, and many children. Also, there is a bike line which connects to the city center, and there is a forest nearby. So maybe you can imagine the space. But this is a neglected space. I have a background from architecture and urbanism, and I can maybe explain it more to open a space for you. Can you see my screen, by the way?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So this old space is actually now you see it's an empty space, it's abandoned, and now there is an opportunity to transform it for a public space, maybe, or other spaces that you can imagine. In
Digital management for my bachelor, and now I'm applying for master to start next year. And I worked as a project coordinator for the Saudi pavilion at Biennale Architettura 2025 this year for my internship project.
Wow.
And I'm in all the cultural and project management project that are related to the cultural field.
Right. And what's your location? Sorry, I missed that one.
I'm in the center of Italy,
All right.
a small city on the east coast of Italy.
Nice. Thank you. Maria, can you tell something about yourself?
Yes. I am Maria. I'm from Italy, Rome, and I am a project manager, and I am here to improve my skill, and I see this project is very, very interesting, but I want to see the new opportunity, and I am here to learn.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. Christina?
Hello, my name
Hey.
is Cristina Vasile. I am from Romania, from Constanța. It's a city by the sea. I don't speak English well, but I understand. And I am new to this project, and I'm delightful.
Okay. Don't excuse your English. It sounds very
Thank
good.
you. And I am a Romanian literature.
Yes. Maybe just I on my screen see the case scenario, not the picture.
Okay, so the story, I will share it again. Can you see it now?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think the feelings when it comes to this place for me are similar to what you have described. You know, maybe in daylight, I would go there and explore, but during the night, I would absolutely avoid the space. because it does give this vibe of, I don't know, I would be scared of it. I would be scared of walking. It's like, you know, like an urban jungle kind of, you know,
Yeah.
comes to mind. So yeah, I would feel very uncomfortable just like walking there. It feels like a place, you know, people would hide to scare others or something. But yeah, this on the negative aspect. But yeah, on the potential, we have like a few good case studies in my hometown where they um, redesign these type of places. So absolutely, there's like a lot of potential, mainly because it's a enormous building.
Thank you. So I will ask other questions for the other round, but we can continue with Eliza.
Hi.
Hey.
But we can do a dream about this place if
Yes,
totally we don't speak about the money to do the things that is
definitely.
suggest me. No, okay, it's a dream.
Yes.
Okay,
You can share your first ideas and first feelings
because,
about that space.
this place remember me as a place that is in Bologna city, but I don't know if, the name in this moment. But after I searched in internet, and if I dream something for this place. Um, Inside, I do a common garden for the citizen, and I think that inside you can create a co-working space with a space for the baby of the workers, with a little preschooler spaces. If I must image something realistic, because I don't know.
Maybe what would be your let's say plan for the space. Again, no, a lot of money and no limit in regards to what you can do. What would you implement there?
May I suggest something? Okay, so I would like to give an example, maybe a good practice from Vienna. So there has been a new district, so they were constructing the houses, designing the parks and everything. So they asked to the people who are residing there and would like to also reside there to decide for the social places, the parks, and also the in terms of also housing. So if they would like to have a room for crafting or a room for painting, so people, the community living there voted. So they voted that we would like a tennis court, or we would like to have a big park with this kind of street furniture. So then they became the co-creators of the space, and then the urban planners design it also in a very eco-friendly way, meaning that they launch some sponges under the plants absorbing the water, so that when there is drought, so the plants wouldn't get dried, and then also if there is too much rain, so the plants will not die. And all the space were designed by the preferences of the citizens and the residency people residing there. And I really find it very beneficial. So it is not so difficult to implement actually, but maybe needs a collaboration between the directors or municipalities, or I don't know, this kind of some at governance level. So by this way, it can serve to the the taste of people living there, and they can really use the space.
Thank you so much for sharing. And when you're mentioning collaboration, there are some comments already in the chat linked to what you were saying, to establish collaboration with other stakeholders, the business community, the civic sector, and to co-create the space. And there were also some ideas in integrated former employees of that factory. Why not? Workshops. Any other ideas? Anyone would like to share some or add? Because you
Yeah.
already, I see you already are going somewhere.
Hey, what would be your thoughts?
An area similar to what? Sorry. Bob.
Sorry? Okay. Now my
An
question
area
was
similar to Amaranth.
yeah.
So like a forest area. I didn't get the question.
No, I can imagine that you, for instance, you are living next to this area and you see the old buildings and nobody's ever using it. And I was,
Okay.
can you imagine your thoughts when you see it every day? And then you say, well, they should make this of it or this of it.
Okay.
And you have millions of money of euros.
Okay.
Don't worry, you can do it.
Actually, like in my hometown, it's full of like abandoned places, and sometimes like you the town hall should try like to requalificate those area, because there are a lot of association, for example, in my hometown, and most of them they work like in open areas. So for example, there's an abundant mall, so there's all the infrastructure, but there's nothing like inside it. And I would love if they decided to convert it in a park or like in a green area where like kids and family can hang out and spend time like during the spare time.
Yeah, because that's what missing. That's what is missing at the moment. I understand.
It's missing in the moment, yeah, at the moment, because they are cementificating like many green areas, and even though like there are a lot of old and unused one, so I would love if they do park or stuff like that, even because I really love doing sport, and so like for me to go there and run would be like amazing instead of like being prohibited to
Yeah.
enter.
And what's keeping the municipality of not doing it, of doing it, sorry? Is it
I
a
don't know.
question of money or?
For sure, it's a question of money. Maybe there aren't enough people that are like trying to convince the municipality to invest this money, and for sure like from the region and from the government, if we have like more grants and more like subsidies, I think any city can do progress related to green and social activities for the population.
Yeah, thank you. Nicola, what would you do in this area if you are the boss? Nicola? Maybe you're not there. Christina, you're the mayor of the city now. What would you do?
I think urban regeneration, I think, but I don't know punctually what to do, but
What do you mean with urban regeneration?
um, to build houses, ecological houses, I think, or spaces, ecological spaces. I don't know, for people to work.
Yeah. So if I understand right, it would be a combination of housing,
Yes.
working,
Mm-hmm.
sports, things like that.
For
That would
sure.
be,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maria, do you agree with these ideas? Like some
Sorry,
sort
can
of
you hear me?
combination? Ah,
Yeah,
Nicola, there you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I'm here. I have a problem. I don't know what's going on.
Ah, no,
I'm
it's
just,
okay. It's okay.
I'm just tapping the microphone, the camera. I don't know what's going. If I was a mayor of, I don't know, such place, maybe it's going to be some kind of combination of something new urban style, but it's going to be friendly socially and for the good of the nature. Maybe some kind of, I don't know, gardens on top of the roofs, some kind of, I don't know, some places around it with tectonic plants that could be found only in this area, or
Yeah.
maybe in the city or in the state. Also, fun places for the youngsters, because we know, but not just for fun, but also for learning through play. So just to, I was just a couple of years ago, I was visiting Estonia, and there was also an old factory that it was only the outside walls were kept, but inside it was some kind of, I don't know, virtual park with a lot of activities, with a lot of studying places. And it was not just divided from the old surroundings, but it is inside. So maybe it's a good idea just to make it all better for the society and the people that are living there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Sorry
you.
again.
No problem. Amaranth, you studied cultural geography, no, cultural history, no, cultural, no,
Heritage.
sorry, cultural heritage.
Cultural heritage, yes.
It's even my study, but cultural heritage. What would you do to protect cultural heritage of such a place?
Well, I think it also depends on what was it? If the people find it important enough to keep it, that's always what I felt was always the discussion, or is it like importance of the history of how the city, but like Nicola, the other project to keep the walls or keep elements of it that still represents. But it looked very old, so you also have to think like maybe you need to rebuild it so it's a better structure, because you don't want things to fall down while you're there. But I think if the people find like the view or like when they see it, they like recognition point, then I think you could reconsider consider like what you should keep and what not.
But I can imagine that the people that are living there say, "Oh, well, tear it down completely." I have such bad memories of working in the sugar factory or whatever it was. It's always hard, but we know, of course.
Yeah,
Maybe elements or
yeah. That reminds me of we had a little bit of studied with networking with emotion. So then you have the whole neighborhood pointing out where the emotion is of their the cultural heritage site we're talking about. So that could also help with like, do they really like it, or can we just tear it down completely and make an interactive park or something like that out of it?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know what you mean with the emotion thing. Yeah. So if I try to summarize a little bit, we wanted to have a very, let's say, a combination of a lot of aspects like living, working, recreation, green, very green. What more did I wrote? Fun and learning, things like that. Are we missing something? Desiree, what's your opinion? You're listening too, I can see.
I'm listening partially because I'm jumping from one room
Yeah, I
to
know.
the other.
You're the boss.
Yeah, well, what I have to say now is
No, I was
we
just
have
wondering.
10 minutes for breakout
No, no, no.
rooms. So,
No, I'm asking you a question. You're living in Milan, isn't it?
yeah, I'm living in
Do you
Milan.
have industrial sites like this in your neighborhood?
Yes, yes.
What happens to it?
They are renovating them, so they are becoming like cultural centers or spaces for foundation, exhibition, fashion shows, and also community hub, co-working, this kind of.
Yeah. Okay. But Milan is a rich city. Maybe it's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, it's but it's difficult. You need the funding for that.
Still, okay. Okay, right. Okay. What I said in the beginning, because we have, what is it, 8 minutes or so. I prepared a prompt in ChatGPT, hoping it would make us
Some AI tools as well. So we can actually create some visuals from there. And in the common room, we can also mention about that. So if you want to share other examples, we can also discuss it right now. But individually, you can also create that images. What we saw, I mean, for instance, that was an empty space in Italy, but now it's using as a co-working space and cultural space, and it's a creative hub for the people who live in there. And that was a marketplace before. Now it's actually a place for people who live in that city, and they are using it for some events, and they will use actually that space for offices and some local place. It will be used for as a local space. So you can also put your ideas. You can imagine different things as well. It don't have to be very realistic. You can just imagine very unrealistic things as well. What you think and what you want. After that, we can also think about what you feel after that renovation, and do you feel some kind of sense of belonging, or that space which is empty before, now it's changed, like you suggest. What is the thing that you feel? So if you write the answers, I can create images, but you can also create them. So in this part, we will do that. So maybe for 5 minutes, you
Yes,
can
yes.
do it.
In 5 minutes, we will close the breakout rooms.
Yes.
Diana, 5 last minutes, and then we can come back in plenary. I say to everyone now.
Good, thank you. So any other example that you have from your communities of redesigning this type of abandoned places for the communities? everyone got disappointed with their pictures. The ideas were better, the human touch and the ideas were better than the AI generated pictures. But this is a good sign. Any other trial of the photos? I saved the photos. Case them. Yeah, it looks like Lord of the Rings. It's also interesting to see how many how biased is our AI generator.
Right? I can also create. So we will come back to the common room
Do it
in
in this moment because I am with the phone. I don't do it. Sorry.
okay.
I
No
can't
worries.
in this moment.
If you write, I can copy it.
Okay, but sorry.
And this is what I generated. Yeah, this is what I imagine.
Very nice. It's
So
okay.
maybe if you can tell me, I can write it. I mean, we can start what city you imagine. I think your microphone is closed. Um,
Squash. Oh, sorry. It's a basketball program. Recording in progress. Okay, I have to stop this, and then Desiree is there again.
Yeah. We can 1 minute and we will come back in plenaries.
Yeah, we made a nice picture to present.
I saw it.
Well, before we leave, thank you everybody for this group 3 discussion. Was very nice. Is there a volunteer who wants to present the image? Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. No volunteer.
If nobody wants, I can do it.
Okay, thank you, Amrit. You can take us back, Desiree, if you want, or.
Okay, let's go. Okay, breakout rooms are closing. So little by little, everyone will come back. 22, 23 seconds.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a productive and interesting conversation around redesigning the place. we were sharing with you. And I'm curious, what are some reflections from each breakout room? If you want to share your photos as well. I'm not sure. Let me check. I'm not sure if we can see in the chat, or you can drop it in the chat or screen share as well. Some of them. Would like to go first. Maybe we don't necessarily have to start with room 1. We can start with 3 or 2. Whoever feels ready to share, would like to go and share some reflections. What was your
one
idea?
already.
Yeah.
One in the chat already, so we can start with that one. It's the NAPE group, I think. Yes.
Yes. If you want, I can share my screen because I have all of this visual. So before showing the pictures, maybe I can very summarize what we discussed, and Elisa and Anea and others from the group, they can also mention. First of all, we talk about how is our feelings and what we are feeling. So mostly we feel scared when we saw that place, and we have to transform it for more public space, and people feel some kind of belonging sense to that space, and most of the suggestions are related with that. But before that, we check the examples. This is an example Elisa sent us. It was an empty space, but it's now I think it's a space now using for some co-working activities, events, and other stuff. And that was one of the inspiration. And this is what she suggests for the AI visual. I hope you can see. It's in Venice and Green Innovation Center. Elisa, if you want to mention about that, you can talk.
Yeah, it's very interesting for me because we can dream something for a place that we don't know, but is a dream that we can do something very nice for the citizen, and is a very interesting exercise. Sorry, but after I can't write with my telephone.
No worries. I
Thank
think
you. It's very
it's
interesting.
perfect. So other example is Anea sent. Anea sent this example from Slovenia, and it's also her hometown. If you want to explain it, you can also explain. It was an empty space, now it's changed, and it's a city for acrobats, and it's a very inspiring project. You can also check it. And this is what she sent us. Maybe if you want to mention that, you can also talk about it.
Yeah, the city of acrobats, or Mesto Acrobato in Slovenian, is like a city that is currently building in supporting entrepreneurship mainly. And the idea came from because my hometown was like a city where coal mining was the primary, let's say, job. But after that closed and many factories closed, there are some patriots who actually wanted to do something with our hometown, so designed the high-tech companies from the, let's say, abandoned places, and this expanded so much that they're actually building another city called the City of Acrobats, where many different entrepreneurs, startups, and businesses come together. And the idea is that they would collaborate with each other, like one business would support the other and the third will support, so it's like a city inside of it. And I think it's actually a great idea. So when we were thinking about it, I wasn't as creative as I did put my idea for ChatGPT based on that, but I did add this common garden where, we tend to forget that this could also be something everyone could benefit from, since we are in rural area. So yeah, it's like a co-working / common garden startup.
Thank you. So lastly, I showed two spaces. This is Basis Vinçco. It's a space in Slandro, Italy, and it was a military base formerly, but now it's actually a creative hub, and I did my internship in there. You can see the photos later if you want to see. And it was an abandoned space, but it's now a creative hub, and they are organizing some events, co-working space, and some clubbing events as well. So other example that I show, it's our office actually. This is a space in Ankara, and it was a market space before, Esat Semtali. It's a very next to city center. But now they are transforming as a co-working space and space for offices and local stores and local shops. And we will have an office in there. We are renovating it, and I hope you can see it's in the second mobility. So that kind of things give some kind of inspiration to me. Fashion is one of my biggest inspiration, and thinking about that Esat Semtali, I thought that could be also some kind of fashion center and also co-working, and it could be using as a showroom. So that was the image that I created with AI. So this is what I imagine. Maybe you can see this is a real idea, by the way, in that space. You can see in there. Or there, I am imagining some kind of fashion show, and New European Bauhaus had fashion show in the NEB festival, and they will have, I think. So I think it's also very look nice. So this is what I imagine. So this is what our group do, and other people in the group, if you want to add something, you can just do it. But these are all three images that we created.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. We already see a lot of interesting redesigning places. Let's see another group. Maybe Bob, would you like to share, or who was in your group? Help me out with
Yeah.
who
Thank
was
you,
there with you.
Diana. We had a very nice group 3, although in the picture it says group 1, but I didn't change that. From all over Europe, we had just a very nice discussion about what people would love in their own neighborhood, maybe if there was an area like this. And for the rest, Amarantz will present it because we made a picture also. I'm sharing it now, if it's possible. And Amarantz, I give you the floor to comment on it.
Thank you. Yeah, we had everyone had input on what they want. Overall, it was like green, but also like the others, it's like co-working spaces and maybe also even houses. A big park, not only just to chill, like we see here, like taking a nice picnic, but also for kids to explore, and also the element of learning with that was, I think, important in our group, and to have the opportunity to run through a green area instead of, I think, just a normal street. Also sports, but then we had it more like in the old factory hall, so you can play sports even when it's not the greatest weather. But yeah, as you can see, we emphasized a lot on green environment. I think that was like a quick summarize. I don't know if you want to add something, Bob, here.
No, it was perfect. You can't see the old fabric hall, but that in that old hall, because it has high ceilings, we will play basketball and volleyball, etc. But it's just outside this picture. I can't help it. Or ChatGPT didn't understand it, that part. Thank you, Amarantz. Thank you, the whole group. Very good.
Thank you as well for sharing, and we will go with group number 1, and I will invite. Maybe I will share my screen with some of the pictures we came up with. I have to say that the ideas were even better than the pictures we got from the AI generator, and there was a lot of reflection on how we can reconnect and redesign the place, but still keep something from what was there. There were lots of ideas. If anyone from the group would like to share a bit, what were the discussions? And I'm showing some of the pictures we generated. Would like to share a bit.
We had different opinions, but most of them and all of them resulted from the idea of bringing this place into a better, let's say, version of spending time for the community. And also we underlined and we emphasized the relationship between the old generations and the new generations. We thought that the place could be turned into a community garden. It could also be turned into art gallery, or where I don't know, workshops can be offered and delivered there. Place for startups, I think, or I do not remember really well from the pictures, but the idea was to give back its value to the community, and maybe, I don't know, create new workplaces for the young people, or opportunities for the young people to learn from their parents or grandparents all traditional crafts, or even the jobs that used to be let's say, implemented there during the communism area, taking into account the fact that it was an industrial place or workplace.
Yeah, thank you so much. You summed up really well what we were exploring, and we also had some examples from other places that were in the same situation, and what the community did with those. So it was very fruitful. I want to thank all the teams, because you really did a great job in just half an hour of coming together and putting all these ideas together. It was just an example of how we can use one of the activities we have in the toolkit. Of course, we adapted a little bit to the online environment, and we had a shorter time frame for it. But for sure, you can check the green startup, but also the other activities in the toolkit, and see how you can implement those also online. So we saw that it is possible, and we had great results online. Offline, of course, you can use Lego and materials and natural things to actually build the place and have a hands-on experience, and maybe use a larger time frame. But thank you so much for playing along and coming up with ideas and with examples. We saw that it sparkled the conversation, and everyone came with their experiences from the local context and examples. So that was very, very nice, and I want to thank everyone for participating.
Thank you, Diana. And yeah, of course, thank you very much all participants. So the video recording will be available on our social media channel. And also, if you want, I know that some of you already follow us. If you want, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We can maybe share the channel in the chat. And or I can send them by email. Now it's time for one last thing. We need to evaluate the train the trainer. So 1 second that I will share a QR code. Okay. Okay, I will now reshare my screen. This one, you can see it, I think, hopefully. And it's a short survey about the trainers in general. We can also send it in the chat just in case, and I will send you again the link via the follow-up email. Just a brief survey on the overall satisfaction. Just let me know when it's done. Okay. Did you finish with the form?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I will stop sharing. And yeah, then we can end up with a big applause to all of us. So thank you very much. And we will follow up with you all participants. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for
Bye.
everything. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.